I got no balls to pick with you.
Hey guys, welcome to Nate and Greg's World. Today on this episode, we want to discuss Christmas, right? Christmas, the holidays, the whole season around it. Last year we touched on different holiday traditions and should we say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever the case may be. We're sticking with Merry Christmas right now because just that's what we believe in and stuff like that. But for anybody else that is celebrating a different holiday this holiday season, we wish you all the best in whatever holiday that may be. This has been a pretty crappy year. And this Christmas, thanks to COVID, the government, and all this wonderful stuff, it's looking pretty crappy.
Pretty dim.
Yeah. Right now we have the different governments shutting things down, saying we can't get together with all our friends and family like we have in the past. If you have more than 10 people, then, fines, arrests, and all this crap here because they want to slow down the whole COVID outbreak thing.
Well, and that's not if you're not in the red. If you're in the red, like a lot of places are going, it's only 5 people.
Yeah. They're making the numbers smaller and smaller. Meanwhile, you have, some of these people, lawmakers, coming out and doing what they want to do. So this definitely doesn't seem to me to feel like any of the Christmases of the past. It isn't. Nobody seems to be in the holiday spirit. I've been interacting with a lot of people lately, taking them to the stores and back from the stores and stuff like that. And some of them are a little bit excited for Christmas, but everybody has a very, let's say, pessimistic view of Christmas this year, and rightfully so. This is not going to be like any other Christmas that has happened in the past.
Well, it's bad enough for people like us, but chances are, unless something goes awry, we'll be around and alive for more Christmases to come. I feel really bad for the people that are at that age where this might be their last Christmas to get together with family and enjoy the season, or people that are sick who may not make it another year that could have been around their family this year.
Yeah.
And, had the whole experience one last time, so to say, and now they're stuck. Like it's just not going to happen, right? I mean, I feel really bad for them.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, like there's the one lady that I've gotten to know over the last little bit there. And I've asked her, what are your Christmas plans? And she's like, it's just going to be me and Mom. That's it. We're going to be in our little apartment and we're just going to sit there and have like a turkey sandwich. And that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it got me to thinking as we were trying to figure out what exactly we wanted to talk about today, because, we knew we wanted to do some kind of Christmas special, and both Nate and I, we're absolutely fed up with having to talk about COVID, having to talk about lockdowns, everything to do with this. And it got me thinking, what did we used to do in the past? What were the years like before? So we want to kind of go down a trip down memory lane, maybe starting off when we were kids, what was happening then, up until, when we first had our families, with the young kids, and, now that our kids are a little bit older and stuff like that, what was it like, in the hopes that, maybe someday we'll actually be able to get back to this again, because I don't want to dwell on negative crap. It's not good for this time of year. It's not good for this year at all because, well, it's been a crap year. So let's have a little bit of fun with this. So guys, down below, please make sure you hit that subscribe and bell icon to stay up to date with us. Subscribe to us on our audio platforms. Follow us on all our social media, and give us that thumbs up and leave a comment. We're going to have a couple questions for you as this episode goes on, because we want to know what things were like for you. But let's get this going, because I remember, back when I was a kid, right? For me, there was the different traditions that we had, and a lot of it ended up revolving around a bunch of entertainment. Like I remember, right before you'd go to bed when you were a small kid, it almost seemed like a month before Christmas, all the Christmas shows started coming out on TV, right? And some of them were the same ones from like back in the 1950s.
Still are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The classics.
And so you go and you get to watch that one show and then, okay, off to bed and away you go. Right. And then it just got more and more, of these shows going on the closer you got to Christmas, there were definitely some awesome TV shows or little movies that came out. And then every once in a while, your regular TV shows would put on their Christmas special as well.
Right.
I know probably my all-time favorite growing up, and if I see it now, I just kind of revert to a kid, just sitting there watching it going, wow, yeah,
Get that
I remember.
feeling in your gut.
Yeah, that I'm a kid. And it's got to be Rudolph. Sitting there watching Rudolph.
Like the claymation one?
The claymation one,
yeah.
That was my big one there, that really takes me back to being a kid. Did you have the same one? Did you have a different one?
I did. We often would see the Charlie Brown's Christmas special. That was a big one in our house every year. Yeah, definitely the Rudolph one for sure. All those, right? I mean, yeah, that still to this day, like I wouldn't sit down, I don't think, and watch the entire one, that entire show now. No, but if I see like the advertisement for like that Rudolph or for Charlie Brown's Christmas come on to say it's playing tonight, or I still get that little bit of anticipation, excitement, like I was a little kid again, and like, oh, it's getting close to Christmas because these shows are starting up now, right? Yeah. So, and it was the same thing because, like you say, like even regular TV shows, especially sitcoms, would always have their run of Christmas shows leading up to Christmas, right? Yeah. So a couple weeks out, they would start their run at their Christmas specials, and that feeling you get with those shows. Like I still love watching Christmas movies, and I've seen some of them 1,000 times.
Absolutely. And I know there's a couple that I'm going to bring up later that
and I know a few of ours are saying the same one. Yeah.
No. What was it? And then of course you always had like the 400 different takes on what was it, Scrooge?
Oh yeah.
You had the Bill Murray one, Scrooge. Yeah. You had the Disney one there with Scrooge McDuck. You had the old one there, the black and white one there.
Wasn't that A Christmas Carol?
Yes, A Christmas Carol. Yeah, that's the name of it, not Scrooge.
Yeah, but it was the Scrooge story.
Yes. Yeah. And then, like as I said, you had the Bill Murray one, which was actually called Scrooge. Yeah. Which was absolutely hilarious. Just a different spin on the whole thing. Yeah. But they've had so many of those remakes, and like I remember, somebody had like the original one on when I was a kid. Holy crap, man! That thing gave me nightmares.
Oh, when you were a kid, when that came out, the Christmas Carol one with the ghosts and stuff. Yeah, for sure. Well, and then the other one too, along with that, is the Grinch. There's been so many remakes of the Grinch.
Yeah. Now, which one do you think would be your favorite one?
I really like the Jim Carrey one. I do.
Yes.
I saw a thing he did. A press release like a long time ago when that Scrooge came out, but they had it running because of Christmas time coming up. Like I just watched it maybe a week ago, where after the first 2 days of filming, he almost walked away from that movie. He went and told the producers and director and the production company. He said, I can't do it. Like I'm done. Like I'm not doing it anymore, because it took them, what do you say, 8 hours every day just to put the makeup on. Yeah. 8 hours he had to sit, do the makeup, and then go suffocate in this suit for another 10 hours to do this and be active. And like he said, I couldn't breathe, all these different things. He's like, like he almost walked off on that like he's like I just
Oh, yeah.
I can't do it anymore. But they talked him, like, calmed him down, talked him into it.
And I think they
actually
found out a couple other processes too, didn't
well,
they?
they hired a guy
Yeah.
who was a person who went around training people like special ops and stuff what to
Right.
do when they're being tortured, how to get through torture. So they
Yes.
found this guy that taught troops and special forces how to do it,
Yeah.
not to torture people, but if you're being tortured,
Yeah. Here's
this
how
is
to
how to
withstand
get
it.
your mind somewhere else. And
Yeah.
so this guy came on the set and taught him and stayed with him for all the filming
Yeah.
and taught him how to deal with feeling like he was being tortured all the time. I'm like, holy shit. Right. And it's an
Yeah.
amazing movie. Like I really enjoyed
yes,
that
they-
take of it.
He did an amazing job of that, but I'll still go back right down to the old cartoon Dr. Seuss one there. It's a classic. It's a classic, and it drags me back to being that kid again.
But I think that's why you enjoy it, because it's the reminiscing. It's that feeling you get back. You get that dopamine pump because you're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that,
Yeah.
all that build up to Christmas when you're a kid. It all comes rushing back to you watching those.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. But yeah, I do have to say though, I love Jim Carrey's version.
Yes.
And hands down, it really is the best that I've seen. Now we're talking about the sitcoms and stuff like that. Like I can't remember a specific sitcom or TV show that did a Christmas special that I was just like, oh my God, that one was awesome. But I still liked watching those.
Yes.
Like they come out, they'd have their little Christmas special,
And at the end, they'd all get together as a cast and be like, from our
Yeah.
family to yours,
yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Some stuff like that.
Yeah.
But now in my later years, right, you got, for me, the Christmas specials that I like the best because I'm just twisted like that,
Yeah.
I guess, would be like when it comes to sitcoms, not necessarily the movies or any of that stuff there, would be like the American Dad, Family Guy episodes and stuff like that, where it's just sick and twisted, dark humor,
Right.
about
Santa
the
ends
whole
up getting
thing.
shot. and
Yeah.
They have to
Yeah, Santa's coming through the place with Uzis and stuff like this, and I just find that funny. I like that sense of humor. It's I don't know, it's fun.
Speaking of which, just really quickly on like that topic with like twisted movies and shows about it. There's a new movie out with Mel Gibson, and I watched it last week. It's called Fat Man.
Okay.
Have you seen it or seen the previews?
Not at all.
You gotta watch this movie.
Okay.
So it's called Fat Man. It's new. Like it just came out. It was a home premiere. Like how now we talked about this the other week.
Yeah.
They're doing home premieres. So it didn't go to the theaters, went straight to, video, but it's on the Cineplex. I rented it 2 weeks ago, me and my son, to watch it.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend was there. The premise of the story is this really wealthy kid, twisted kid,
Yeah.
ends up getting a piece of coal for Christmas.
Right.
So he hires a hitman to go and kill Santa Claus, right? So this movie is all about this hitman, and it's that actor, like you'll know him as soon as you see him. He's like been in a lot of movies and TV shows, but he was the trans in Sons of Anarchy that ended up with remember her, like her.
Yeah. The guy that played the
I'm trying to remember the name of the character.
Yeah.
The transgender one though, that big nice tits,
big boobs, and
that Tigger.
that Tig ended up going and
Tig, yeah.
Tig ended up playing with.
So it's him that's the hitman in this movie.
Okay.
So and Mel Gibson plays Santa Claus. It's fucking crazy, but I don't want to give away the end. But the end is crazy, and when you watch it, I'll let you know. If I was the one that wrote that movie and was directing it, I would have ended it about 10 minutes before they ended it.
Oh, really?
So when you see the movie, you're going to see where I would have ended it.
Yeah. I'll definitely have to have a look at that.
Crazy movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like, and one of the things that really got me thinking about this is my wife has always been a huge Christmas fanatic, right?
Mm-hmm.
If she could leave the tree and the decorations up all year round, she honestly would. She just loves Christmas, loves it. Since we got together, she's definitely toned it down over the years, because my personal belief is, you don't put the tree up till after Remembrance Day, right?
Yeah.
After Remembrance Day, then okay, you put it up, because I absolutely hate it when I go to the stores and here they are, hey, look, it's Christmas, come get your stuff here. It's like, whoa, slow down. You do realize that in between Halloween and Christmas, there's another special day that, we need to kind of prepare everybody for, right?
Mhm.
And so that's my big thing.
I don't think till December, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear Christmas carols in the stores. I don't want trees up. I don't want decorations. Like, just leave it for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Right? Because
Yeah.
you don't get sick of it. You
Absolutely.
don't get, like, oh God. Like,
yeah. Now, granted, my wife would listen to Christmas music all year round if she could, and I let her, but yeah, absolutely. Because like I remember, when I was a teenager, right? I was working in the grocery store. Well, the local radio would be on and they would start playing Christmas tunes.
Yeah.
And it would go and go
Forever.
and go. And there's other stores I know that they were given like a single CD from like head office. Here, this is the music that you will play for this month.
Yeah.
And the song just keeps going and going and going. You know what? That's gonna drive someone batshit crazy.
It drives me batshit crazy. I can't handle it.
Yeah, you go in the store for 5 minutes, and you've heard the same song 12 times already. You know, now just imagine being those workers in that store having to hear it all fucking shit.
And like starting, like you say, like not long after Halloween.
Yeah.
They're starting to play this shit. Like, I don't mind Christmas carols. I like Christmas carols, listening to the Christmas Eve, we always have like this thing, like we do hot chocolate, we do different things. And I know we're going to talk about our traditions, but part of our tradition is we'll put that, that channel on cable that's all music, and it'll be all Christmas songs. Right?
Yeah, and then they got the log on the fire.
Yeah, and that's the night before Christmas.
Yeah.
That's when I listen to 10 or 12 of the songs.
Yep.
And I'm happy. And then I'm like, okay, let's shut this shit off. The kids are in bed.
Yeah.
Right. But you talk about packing stuff up. I'm a downer. Because as soon as I'll pack shit up Christmas afternoon.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just done. Like, I just want it gone. I don't want to do it because it's depressing.
Okay, here you go. Here's your present, and we'll take this off the tree.
Right,
okay. Here's your present. Well, this will come off. Okay, somebody get the garland here.
That's a good idea. For every gift you open, you got to take 10 things off that tree. Right. But no, and it's not. The only reason is because whether you do it that day or the next day or the day after that, it's just a depressing thing. I just want it done.
Yeah.
Right. I love Christmas.
Yeah.
But when it's done, it's done.
Well, and you know what? I can get that. I can definitely get that. Now, from a bit of a different perspective, because it reminds me of when, I was definitely younger. Not so much the kid anymore. Mind you, this is how my Christmases went pretty much right up until I graduated high school, left, and went off to the Army. And even the first couple of years that I was in the Army, because I'd just go back. But every year, starting a few days before Christmas, my entire family, we'd head over to my aunt and uncle's place, and that's when it would start. That's when Christmas would really start. Because my aunt already had things decorated and stuff like this. There'd be a bunch of the presents out around the tree. And obviously when we were younger, there was limited presents. And then that way, when Christmas morning came, the whole front of the room was kind of packed with presents and stuff. And it was that extra magical bit. But of course, as we got older, there's the presents. You wake up the next day and they're the same amount of presents that was there, right?
Yeah.
Santa stopped coming, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Then
but you get to the age where it's just an envelope. Here's some cash. Fuck off.
Yeah. Which I'm totally cool with now that I'm an adult.
You're that age,
and then, but we would always show up a few days early, and we'd hang out and we'd start watching the different movies, and then we'd be playing different card games like, we play some euchre, we play some Uno, the Phase 10, that ended up being our family game. And I'm gotta tell you now, like my grandmother, I really miss her because she was absolutely the life of that game, because we play it every Christmas. And my sweet little grandmother, playing that game, the shit talk that she would do like you'd sit there and blush. You'd be like, oh my God, fuck, Grandma, whoa, settle down.
Yeah.
You know, because that's what the whole game turned into, was just shit talking each other on this entire game.
Yeah.
But we do this for the first few days, right? You know, and doing this. And of course, my uncle, he had already gone out, went to like M&M Meats, went to, you know, all these different places and got all the fancy little hors d'oeuvres, the kielbasa sausage, the cheese, you know, kind of like what's on the plate right now in front of me.
Right.
You know, he'd have all this. So we wouldn't actually have real meals, you know.
Yeah.
For that,
By
for
the
that-
time you
for
made
that
it to
week.
your actual meal, you'd be too fucking stuffed to eat.
Yeah, because you just pick for like 3-4 days ahead of Christmas, you know. But it was all these like, you know, fun stuff, you know, and then of course, you know, they'd have like, you know, the raw broccoli with the dip and, you know, the carrots and dip, you know, and stuff like that. So it wasn't like it was all bad, you know, and stuff like this.
Yeah.
But we'd do that. And, you know, of course, at some point during the day, you know, the cards would go away. We'd all sit around. We'd watch 1 or 2 movies, you know, but there was a couple movies that it didn't matter, you know, when we wanted to watch them, they were going to be watched on certain days. They were going to happen.
Yeah. Tradition.
Yes. Yeah. There's a huge tradition, and the tradition still lasts in my home. My aunt and uncle, they actually live across the street from me now, and we still do this, you know, so we'll get together. My sister will come down, stuff like this. And Christmas Eve, we end up watching National Lampoons.
Yes.
National
Christmas Vacation.
Lampoons Christmas Vacation is our New Year or
Staple.
Christmas Eve movie. That's what we watch, and it by far is like the top 2 movies of all time for Christmas.
Mhm.
But then Christmas Day, once everything's done, everybody's relaxed, then that's when we put on A Christmas Story.
Right.
The one with the Red Ryder BB gun, you'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Mhm.
It happens every year. That is straight tradition, you know, and that's how it's been for so many years, you know. But obviously, as I got older, started having kids, you know, we weren't able to get down, you know, like the few days before. We end up going down, you know, 2 days before, and then sometimes it was Christmas Eve, you know, stuff like that, just because of different scheduling and stuff like that. But the same little traditions are still there. We know that Christmas Eve, when we all get together, Lampoons is going on.
Yeah.
You know, and we know that the next day it's going to be A Christmas Story.
Right.
You know, and that's what's going to happen.
Is there any new movies though? Like I mean, because I'm National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation every year.
Yeah.
It's only actually been the last couple of years because my girlfriend watches the other one, The Christmas Story. What, like with the gun?
Yeah, Christmas Story.
The
Yeah,
Christmas Story. So she watches that. I never watched that until I met her. Right.
that's just wrong.
I know everybody looked at me like I had 7 heads, but anyways, but National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, always Christmas Eve. I've always watched that for, I mean, I don't know how many years, 25 years.
Yeah.
So has there since, say, like the 90s, late 80s, early 90s, been a Christmas movie made that has lasted the test of time that you can think of?
You know what? I got to say there is. There
Okay.
definitely is. And it's not
If you
just...
tell me Elf.
No.
Okay.
Elf's a fun movie.
It is, but it's not a staple movie.
It's not like a classic. But one that's definitely starting to become a bit more of a classic in my house is actually the series, The Santa Claus, with Tim Allen.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I can see that becoming more of a classic.
Mhm.
It's an awesome movie, like the very first one alone.
The
Right?
first one I liked. The other ones I really didn't. Nah.
Yeah, they were all right.
Kinda.
The first one though, that was definitely really, really good.
Have you seen Christmas with the Cranks?
I did. I
What
saw
about
Christmas with
it?
the... No, not so
No.
much. That
I like the movie, but again, it's not a
Yeah.
National Lampoon's Christmas
No.
Vacation or, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's none of those. Now, here's a movie that I remember watching when I was very, very young. Santa versus the Martians. Did you ever see that one?
No.
Okay, like this one was put out, I want to say like 1960s, like the whole Roy Rogers original Star Trek type thing.
Right.
this movie came out then. They had the little green men that all look like remember that cartoon guy, the cartoon alien there from the Flintstones.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Flintstones,
yeah,
Gizmo there,
yeah.
whatever the fuck his name was. And I know somebody's going to write in and tell me this is what his name was, asshole. But the kids were all dressed up like that, and then Santa comes in. I remember watching that. I watched it a bunch of times, and I still wouldn't say that that's a classic at all.
No, I don't see that making the classic real.
No, but if I saw it again today, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I'll sit down and watch it. Why not? But no, there's been a lot of.
There's been a lot made. I'm not saying like
yes.
there's been a ton of Christmas movies made.
Absolutely.
Since then.
Yeah, like Fred Claus.
But I'm trying to think.
What's his name there?
Not Owen Wilson, but
no, his partner in crime there.
Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, Vince Vaughn. Right. I like that movie.
Yeah,
I
it's
thought
pretty
it was really
good.
good.
Or he did Four Christmases, which is a bit more of an adult romantic.
Yeah,
comedy. I like that movie. It was okay.
Yeah, especially when they brought in like Tim McGraw there playing his father, and then had everybody else as his brothers just beating the hell out of him.
Yes.
And at first I had no idea. My wife's like, "Oh, that's Tim McGraw, by the way." I'm like, "Fuck off, that's Tim McGraw."
Who's Tim McGraw's dad?
Yeah.
No, that was not Dustin
Oh,
Hoffman.
sorry. No. It was one of his brothers. One of his brothers was Tim McGraw.
Yes, one of his brothers was.
Yes.
Yeah, the
Yes,
one
that's
brother.
right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. They were like MMA
the other
fighters.
Yes.
Yeah, that was awesome. So cool.
Yeah, because
that movie was good.
They did Tim there so that he didn't even look like it.
Yeah.
Okay, I found one. I just found it in my head there. One of the other movie classics that's for Christmas now.
Mm-hmm.
A Nightmare Before Christmas. Because some people want to say it's a Halloween movie. It's a Christmas movie.
The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas there.
Oh, yes.
With Jack Skellington and all that there. People will watch it at Halloween. That's fine. It's definitely a Christmas movie though. And it was not popular when it first came out.
No.
At all. It actually took almost a decade before people started realizing, oh yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas. You go around now and this has just blown up everywhere.
Yeah.
I watched a thing on Netflix there where they're talking about making that. They talked about making that, and then the next episode was making Elf, stuff like that. But Nightmare Before Christmas, it's really starting to become a classic.
I've never watched it. I've watched a few of Tim Burton's movies, but you got to be in a mood for his movies.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's definitely a classic for some people, we'll say. I'm sticking with my two, and that's it. Right?
Die Hard's Christmas or not Christmas?
Die Hard is Christmas.
It's Christmas.
It's Christmas.
Thank you. I have this argument with people every year.
Absolutely. Even though Bruce Willis came out on his roast, I believe it was, and said, Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. Fuck you, Bruce. Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Die Hard is
the first two.
The first two.
They take place at Christmas time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
absolutely.
Christmas.
And come on, going out and killing, evil Germans or whatever the fuck they were at Christmas time. Come on, what more can you ask for?
That's right. Yeah.
Happy holidays, people.
Yeah, exactly. Merry fucking Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I'm glad because the
Hallmark movies.
No.
However, I will say this one. There's one that just came out, and apparently it is a Hallmark movie. I didn't realize this, or I probably wouldn't have even started to watch it.
Oh, God, you're going to do the whole Hallmark run now, aren't you?
No, just the one.
All right.
Just the one. It was actually starring the guy that plays Bjorn Ironside in Vikings.
Oh, really?
Yes. And at first I'm sitting there, I'm like, wait a second, that motherfucker looks familiar. Who the hell is this? But it was it Operation Santa Drop or Christmas Drop or something like that, right? And it's actually based on real life events that happen down in Guam, right? They have United States Air Force down there, and they have a presence. They have a base there. Well, they have all these islands that are spread out all over the place, and it's really hard for them to get anything to these islands. So ever since like World War II, when, like right after, I guess,
right.
they actually started this Operation Christmas Drop. I think that's what it's called. I can't remember what it's called. But anyways, they go and they fly all these supplies over the islands and then drop them out the back, right, on Christmas Day. You know, so you got the Air Force dropping presents to all the islanders around there. It's actually got a really, really cool history to the whole thing.
Right.
But they recently made like one of these Hallmark movies, right? They have a senator who is, you know, some of her constituents are from Guam, you know, or that's where it is, right? And she's wanting to shut that base down, right? Wanting to shut it down. So she sends this, you know, one girl there who's got like a heart of stone type thing down to this place there, and everybody's pissed off. Oh my God, here she comes to try to take everything away. But then, of course, Bjorn Ironside there, Captain J. Crew there, or whatever the fuck his name is. Okay, like, and he comes out there, and you know, single guy, super good looking, you know, all this good stuff, and you know, super heart of gold. You know, is just there to help everybody out and stuff. Goes and with the help of some of his friends, ends up going and turning this girl's heart from, you know, stone to, you know, wanting to help out with this whole thing. You know, it goes on, but it's definitely like a Hallmark type movie, I guess.
His eyes are magical.
They are. I'm not going to lie.
I'm pretty sure that if he looked me in the eye and said, he might be the one to change my mind about heterosexuality. Those eyes.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that actually turned out to be a good movie. But all the other Hallmark movies, fuck off. I'm done with them. It's the same fucking story. You know, bitch chick from the city goes to some small town, has her heart changed, and, you know, because of some sad case, and then I'm just going to stay here in this small town and love people for the rest of my life.
That's right.
Fuck
forget
you.
money, forget power.
Yeah.
Amy loves them.
Oh.
She loves, and I know they have a massive following. I mean, they wouldn't still make them if they weren't being watched.
No.
Right?
But for fuck's sakes, 15 new ones a year? Come on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's crazy. But you know what? If you could write it,
yeah.
It reminds me, like, who did it? Remember, was it, I want to say her name was like, and I can't believe I'm even thinking of a name, but Diane Steele or something like that wrote all those romance novels.
Oh, yeah.
She wrote like 1,000 of them.
Yeah.
They were all the same recipe, right? And then she would just put a picture of some hunk on the cover of it with ripped muscles.
Yeah.
But she made millions.
Yeah.
And it was just a recipe she followed, to the point where you could write those romance novels and you could buy the outline online. They would send you the outline to the story, and you could write your whole novel based on that outline.
Yeah.
And it just told you, like, A happens, then B, then C, then D, then this is the recipe.
Yeah.
And you just write your book according to that recipe and then publish it.
Yeah. And that's the thing, you know, women bitch about guys looking at porn mags, but you know what? They'll read the fuck out of porn, you know?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. But yeah, so movies that I just can't stand, as I said, is the Hallmark ones.
Yeah.
Is there another movie that just, you know, you hear that, oh, this Christmas movie is back on TV for this night, and you're just like, fuck no, that's not coming on TV. Is there one of those for you?
Yeah, I mean, there's some that I would choose not to watch. Like, you know what? I didn't mind watching the Elf movie a couple times, but I'm done with it now. Like, it's not something that I want to watch every year, and it's on TV every single year.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean a couple years down the road from now, I might not watch it again.
Right.
But it's never going to be National Lampoon that I watch every year.
Yeah.
What drives me nuts is the movies they put on as Christmas movies.
Yeah.
That they come out every year because they happen to come out at Christmas time, but they're not Christmas movies. So an example of that is Narnia.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right? It's considered a Christmas movie.
Really?
Well, remember the very first Narnia, Santa Claus is in it. And I think they fucking literally wrote that 2-minute scene with Santa Claus in the movie so they could call it a Christmas movie.
Right.
Right? Because remember, Santa Claus is the one that meets them in the woods and gives them their weapons.
No, actually, I don't remember.
Yeah,
I think I watched it once or part of it once back a long time ago.
Yeah, literally, like Santa Claus chases them down with his sled. They think it's the evil Ice Queen or whatever the fuck.
Oh, okay.
And they hide, and then it ends up being Santa Claus, and he gives them their swords and knives and whatever else. And literally like 3 minutes of the movie, and he's gone.
Right.
Never comes back.
Right. But it's a Christmas movie.
But well, now it is.
Yeah.
Now we can sell it as a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
But no, there are movies like that just come on. But there's movies that I prefer and other movies that I'll pass on.
Yeah.
Not that I don't like them. I'm like, like Scrooge.
Yeah.
With Bill Murray. I love that movie.
Yeah.
And I watch it maybe once every 3 years.
Yes.
I'll give it a go. Right? Because I forget enough of it. And it's kind of funny again. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll watch it or whatever. Right. But
right.
I don't know. Nothing I hate. You? Besides Hallmark?
Yeah, besides Hallmark, no, I can't say that there's any that I actually really hate, where I'm just like, oh God, don't fucking turn that on. I don't want to see that.
Mm-hmm.
But I do know that there is music that if it comes on, I don't care. I'm turning the channel to whatever else, I'll turn it on to K-pop or fucking some other kind of music that I just really can't stand.
Like what's that song, Honey, It's Cold Outside?
Oh, the whole...
I can't listen to that because it offends me. I get
fuck
really
up.
offended, right? So like, because it's all about a guy, sexually harassing and assaulting a woman.
Oh my God, that was such bullshit when that came out.
Especially less than a year later, WAP is number one.
Yeah, yeah. WAP's the number one song, but Baby It's Cold Outside is offensive. Yeah. No. The one song, or actually, I think there's actually a collection of songs, but any of the Mariah Carey shit, fuck off.
What's wrong with Mariah Carey? Mariah Carey.
I can't stand her. I can't stand her singing. First off, annoys the fuck out of me. Anyways, that high pitched squeal. They're like, oh my God, look at the notes you can hit.
Superstar.
Shut
that
up.
is what you are.
That's not Mariah Carey.
Yes, it is.
Well, that's a whole other fucking story. I'm talking like her single albums, but her Christmas albums, fuck off. If I go into a store and they start playing the, any of her Christmas songs, I will leave. I will leave the fucking store.
What about all those artists then? Like, what about Bublé?
Nope. You know what? I got no problem with Bublé, because I like his renditions and stuff like that.
So what is it about Mariah Carey that, because it's the same shit?
It is. It is the same shit. And I'll agree to that. But it's her voice. It's her voice. There's something about it that just annoys the fuck out of me. And one second. Let me look up. I'll find the song in a second. But is there fucking a Christmas tune that you're just like, no, do not fucking play that
anything again. Anything that's played very old school church like.
Oh yeah, you don't like that?
Drives me up the wall.
Right.
No, I have nothing against religion. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I think it is? I think that
the style.
It's the style, but I think a lot of it is because when I was a kid, at Christmas time, I was forced to get out of bed to go to church to sing Christmas songs early in the morning. And now it drives me crazy.
Right.
To listen to it.
All I Want for Christmas Is You. No, sorry. That's the one from Mariah Carey. That one, yeah, sorry. The whole All I Want for Christmas. No, shut up. Shut the fuck up.
Wow.
I cannot stand that one.
Greg and Mariah.
Yeah. Not happening.
It's not going to work.
She got big jugs. Yeah. I'll watch her on mute. But
well, she's gone through a lot of transformations too, but
oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't think there's any, like, again, I'm a very short-term Christmas song person.
Yes.
I don't want to hear a fucking Christmas song until the day before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to.
Now, is there a song that takes you back that you hear, you're like, oh, and kind of get going?
Yeah, like some of the old, like the ones, remember, like there's some of the ones that were, like not rap artists, but hip hop artists back in the day, like the Beastie Boys and stuff. They always did their versions of Christmas music.
Yep. Run DMC.
Yep. And those, because it brings me again memories of that time when I would go to a Christmas party, like when I was young and single and stupid and drank a lot and smoked weed, and those songs they would play. And so that allows me to reminisce about those days. So
Right.
that I like.
Yeah.
Right. Nothing from a kid that I can think of that a song that like I get really like Jingle Bells, Jingle, like okay. Like, no.
Well, you did mention the show before and that Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yes.
Just that.
Yeah.
Boom. Instantly going back. But the other one that's just like, yeah, all right, cool. Grandma got ran over by a reindeer.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
I go and I start to hear that. I start giggling. I think it's fun.
Yeah. It's kind of a sadistic song.
It absolutely is.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I've always been a little twisted, always. And I think my aunt actually had a lot to do with it because she went out, she started getting me Bob Rivers Christmas and stuff like that. So Bob Rivers did a lot of stuff kind of like Weird Al Yankovic, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Where he would go and take the regular tunes and turn them into other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And she got me the one CD the one year, and I died laughing. My mom was just absolutely mortified. Like, oh my God, how can you go and make, new words to these Christmas tunes, and stuff like this.
Yeah. Were the
like,
religious ones? Is that
yeah,
why?
yeah. My parents were, well, there were some of those, right?
Well, I know your mom was very religious.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah. But they changed Iron Man into Santa Claus. Right, and it's a great tune. I'll play it for you afterwards because unfortunately, YouTube and shit will shut us the hell down right quick in a hurry as soon as we start playing it. But I'm telling you, look it up. Bob Rivers, Twisted Christmas, absolutely hilarious. They got Teddy the Red-Nosed Senator, right, stuff like this. Absolutely hilarious.
So you did a lot of like parody songs, like
yes, a lot of parody songs. And
do you know I got in a lot of
it.
trouble? Me and some friends when we were in elementary school, or probably in about grade 4 or 5.
Yeah,
we got in a lot of trouble because we were singing outside. This is a true story. We were actually called to the office and had to talk to the principal. I think it might have been my second time ever in the office. Not my last time. But we were outside, and this song, I don't know if it just come out, but we had just learned it, and it was like it was that Jingle Bells, Batman Smells, Robin laid an egg.
Yeah.
We got in so much trouble for singing that song at recess time out
Are
in the
you
playground.
serious?
I am not kidding. The teacher, the grade 2, Mrs. I don't think I want to say DeWitch. DeBitch.
Yeah.
But she caught us outside, and we were singing it. We were laughing, playing around, and she came and yelled at us and said, "You guys need to go to the office right now." So I don't know if the principal got us in trouble because this teacher was so upset about it. Probably again religious reasons or whatever.
But it's Jingle Bells.
I don't know whether it was that Batman smelled that was offensive, or Robin shoved or blew an egg out of his ass. I don't know which one was offensive to her.
Yeah,
but. Yeah, we got in a lot of trouble.
Actually, now that I think about it, when you're asking me before about Christmas movies, that I'm just like, no, sorry. I will admit that this movie here, I will go and sit down and watch with my wife every once in a while because I know it makes her happy, but I dread it. Okay. And I don't know why. I don't know why I don't like it so much. But Bing Crosby's White Christmas. Either that or Holiday Inn. Holiday Inn, White Christmas, they're both basically the same thing. Christmas crap. The wife goes and makes me sit down and watch those two movies. And I just can't stand them. I've
never even heard of them.
No?
No.
The whole I'm dreaming of a white Christmas type thing? That's where this comes from. Actually, White Christmas, the song Dreaming of a White Christmas comes from Holiday Inn, right? Which is more about Christmas. And then White Christmas, really, they just kind of mention, or they sing it in passing. It's really weird. But either way, they're both filmed on the same stage, same set, right? But two completely different stories, and stuff like this. And it's like, fuck, which one is this? Which one am I watching right now? And don't get me wrong, some of the songs are pretty good and, kind of catchy, and they're out of the plot of the story, which isn't bad, but it's just that movie. No, sorry, actually it's those two movies. Those two movies put together, I don't like watching. I just don't.
Yeah, I can't really watch the old black and white ones. The really, what are those two? The two really big ones. They're black and white. The one, the really famous line out of it, he's like running around, the guy freaking out.
You're gonna have to give me a little bit more to this.
Oh, come on, Christmas. No, remember like the really poor
It's a Wonderful Life.
Yes, that's
Yes.
one. That's
Yeah.
the one I'm thinking. What was a guy screaming down the street, running? I can't even remember.
Yeah, that's him. It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah. So that one, and there's one
Yeah.
other that's black and white, and it's like a Christmas tale or it's
Right.
something.
Miracle on 34th Street.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, that's
Now
it.
you see, those are classics. They're classics, but I understand. I'm
not a big. fan.
with you on it, right?
Like I'm sure it was great in the 30s. It was cinematic gold back then.
Yeah,
But
yeah, and like once again, I will sit down and watch them for my wife's sake, right? I'm not about to go and say, "Hey, let's watch A Wonderful Life."
right,
That's not about to happen for me,
right. Yeah, it's like almost like because they're so old, they have to be good.
Yeah,
Like people don't want to just admit that, you know what? Yeah, it was okay at that time, but now it's a shit movie. Like, what are you watching?
exactly.
Like they're it was cinematic excellence at
Yeah.
at its best kind of thing. It's like, have you fucking watched it?
Yeah,
Like,
you're just filled with hate, Nate.
I know. Sorry.
No, it's as I said, there's movies that I'll watch just because the wife really wants to, but I'm not about to say, "Hey, let's do this."
Yeah. I get sucked into a Hallmark movie once in a while.
Yeah,
With my girlfriend. Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, she does like them. So
No, but I'm really hoping that this feeling of Christmas can come back, because I've noticed myself over the years with even just the kids growing up. Like you're so fortunate right now. You've got the young kids, so it's almost like you gotta
I've got
put the
both.
Christmas spirit on.
Yeah,
right.
with my youngest, I have another couple of years
Yeah,
of real
yeah,
good,
yeah. But with the older kids, because like my youngest one's like 16,
right.
And so it's just like, yep, hey, cool, here we go, it's Christmas, yay. Oh, good, we woke up, yay, Christmas. Oh, good, we're gonna eat a big fat meal, and stuff like that.
Well, now you got to wait for grandchildren. That's when Christmas will come back again, because the
I'm thinking.
grandchildren will come, right? Yeah,
But none of my kids
again.
want to have kids.
Yeah, well,
The one might have some accidentally at some point. I just have this feeling.
yeah,
But we'll have to wait to see how that goes.
but I think that's the magic. I think like the magic of Christmas is kids.
Yes.
Like watching their faces light up that in the morning, getting them all excited and built up the night
Yeah.
before. There's that, and then there's that getting together with family
Yes.
and having those meals. I mean, you can literally like hate 3/4 of the family you get together with,
Yeah.
and still there's something about it that
Yeah.
just draws that
Yeah.
that good feeling about being there and eating. And
Yeah.
not that I hate any of my family. I love everybody. But not that they watch this anyways, so it doesn't matter.
No.
But anyways, like, I think it's that feeling. And as an adult, when you have that feeling, like I miss seeing my kids, my little guys, their faces light up.
Yeah.
And get really excited.
Absolutely.
Or when they hit that gift that they hate and they're going to hate it.
Yes.
And you're more excited about them opening that gift because you can't wait to see the disappointment on their face.
Yes.
Right? They're like, oh.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. When we were kids, right, you get the socks and underwear and you'd be like, motherfucker, when did I ever want socks and underwear for Christmas?
Okay, worst present
Nowadays,
ever. Love it.
fuck, come on, bring them
Love
on.
it.
I need
Yes,
more underwear. I
yes.
need more socks. Let's go.
Yeah, you love those gifts
Yeah.
now. Worst gift ever.
Worst gift ever.
Because I got one that'll top.
Okay,
it.
well, you start off because I'm going to have to think about this for a little bit.
Okay. So I got to put a little background to this.
Okay.
So this was a year I was really young. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm still very excited about I'm past the Santa Claus phase.
Yeah.
But I'm still very excited about Christmas. Christmas is big.
Yeah.
It's huge, right? So home computers started becoming more and more, like they were still really, really expensive, but they were more and more popular. More and more people had computers in their houses, right? So my parents decided this Christmas that we were going to get one gift as a family gift. And it was a fucking home computer. That was the only thing.
And let me guess, it was before the internet time.
There was.
We're actually putting the phone on the
Put
modem.
it on, and then you were on, and finally, after 4 hours, the fucking thing did whatever you were doing,
And then someone
somebody
would
picked
call.
the phone up, and fucking disconnect, right in the middle of Sims. But anyway, so yeah, we woke up. It was not wrapped.
Yeah.
It was all put together. A fucking computer. So to make it more exciting, what my parents did is they got me and my sister each one floppy disk software, or I think it was even hard disk at that time. So I got as a separate gift a learning tool of how to type. Okay, that was our fucking Christmas. I mean, there wasn't even porn yet. There was nothing. I got programmed to show me how to type, how to use a keyboard. That was that Christmas. You can try to top it. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't really go to speak on behalf of worst Christmas present ever, but I can tell you the Christmas that was leading up to a bad one. And all I had asked for the 1 year was the PlayStation 1. Okay, so for any of you young folks that might actually be listening to this, there was the original PlayStation, okay? And it was gray. And it came out with the very, it had a bunch of games, but by the time I was ready to get it, Tomb Raider, the original Tomb Raider game with Lara Croft.
Right.
Okay. I had told my parents, like, Christmas ended, and the next day I told them, next Christmas, all I want is a PlayStation and a game. That's it. That is all I want. I don't want anything else. You don't have to get me anything else. That's all I want.
Yeah.
Right?
Do that for the next 3 Christmases and 4 birthdays. You don't have to give me anything.
Yeah, and I even went beyond that as well, right? I didn't just put it up to my parents, because I'm like, listen, because their thing was like, well, that's pretty expensive, right? Because, well, it was at the time. At that time, it was really expensive. Now we'd be like, really? Is only that much? But
Yeah.
Back then, that was big coin.
Yeah.
And I'm like, look, I don't need just you to get it for me. The entire family, okay, aunts, uncles, grandmas, and grandpas, because they all go, I'm looking at the presents that I got this year. I can kind of calculate how much it all is. And it all works out to a PlayStation and a game. Okay? That's all I want. I want a PlayStation. And I told them this for the entire year.
Right.
Talk to all the relatives. I want a PlayStation and a game. PlayStation and a game. And then that year, Tomb Raider came out, and I'm like, that's the game I want. And they're like, right, okay. And so for the rest of the year, it was PlayStation and Tomb Raider, PlayStation, Tomb Raider, PlayStation, Tomb Raider, all year. I swear to God, it was an entire year. Christmas morning comes, okay? The entire family's there. All the presents are there. And I'm sitting there, and I'm just sitting back going, come on, just give me that one. Just give me the one. That's all I want. That's all I want. They're like, oh, here you go, Greg. Well, here's your stocking. I'm like, all right, cool. Pull out the stocking. And always had a bunch of really cool little trinkets and, mainly lots of candy and crap like that. Especially like those, remember the books of Lifesavers?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Always. It was a classic. That was always happening.
Yeah.
But then they go and they start handing me all these small presents and stuff like this. And I mean, it was the socks. It was the underwear. It was books. Okay.
Oh, I love
like
books.
Novels and stuff like this. I don't fucking read.
Yeah.
Okay. I can read. I just don't read.
Right.
Okay. I don't like reading. Like I get into a book, I start reading and I'm out.
Yeah.
Out solid.
I read books when they come out in the theater. That's
Exactly.
when I read books.
Right. So
If they don't make it to a theater, then they're not good.
But I'm getting books. I think I got a couple of movies, right? Like on the old VHS. I got a couple of those.
Right.
you know, and I'm getting some other stuff and some other stuff. And I'm like, whoa, slow down. You guys seem to have been spending a lot of money. Fucking, that means that there's not much left for a PlayStation. What the fuck? And I'm sitting there and I'm watching and watching. Meanwhile, I'm watching my sister and she's like opening up all these amazing gifts that she's been asking for all fucking year. They're all being opened up. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And I'm looking at what I'm getting. And don't get me wrong, some of the stuff that I got was pretty decent, but there was a lot of shitty gifts.
Right.
A lot of shitty gifts. And I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. All the presents are now open. There's nothing else under the tree. And I'm even doing the casual walk around the room to see what everybody else has while I'm busy looking behind things and checking shit out, going, it's fucking hiding around here somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah.
They let me go for another hour after it was all done. People had got up, gone away, gone downstairs. You know, the grandfathers went down to the lazy boy recliner, started sleeping.
Nice.
You know, people are busy working on the Christmas dinner. My sister's playing with all her fancy toys that she has and just loving them.
Look what I got,
like
Greg.
Yeah, look what I got. And I'm just sitting there cross-legged looking at my fucking socks and underwear going, son of a fucking bitch. And my dad just like, oh, hey, Greg, so did you have a good Christmas? Yeah.
Oh, you held it together.
You get everything you want? Yeah, because I wasn't trying to be ungrateful, but I was beyond disappointed. Like, I'm telling you, I was on the verge of tears, right? Like, because this is all I wanted. Like, the tears are forming. And my parents were like, oh, yeah, you know, blah, blah. Cool, you know. Well, then my dad gets up and leaves, you know, stuff like this. My sister's still having a great time. And all of a sudden he comes back in and drops this box in front of me. And I'm just like, don't fuck with me. Don't you fuck with me.
I'll kill you, old man.
And I went and I opened it up and there was the PlayStation. And he's like, yeah, and just so you don't take up everybody's TV, we brought the other TV with us so that you can play on that one. And then there was Tomb Raider. Oh my God, the tears were flowing. I was so fucking excited. I was so happy. Oh my God. But I swear to God, that's the year that I almost killed my family.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like when that kid has that little switch that fucking goes and then burns down the entire house, that was going to be my year. Because it was there. You know, I was just so brokenhearted over it. You know,
I love it, man. I love watching my kids open gifts that I know they're not going to like. Mm-hmm. Like, there's always those staples, like you say, like socks and underwear that you get them. Yeah. But when they're disappointed about a gift, I fucking love it. Not that I
toothbrush, toothpaste.
Not that I like disappointing my kids, but like it's just so funny.
Yeah. Yeah, you get them the sticks of deodorant, the toothbrush, toothpaste, you know, stuff like this, and they're like, "Wow, thanks."
And they try really hard to say thank you. That mean it. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, oh, did you like that flavor of toothpaste?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
fucking
but
kills me.
No, and that, because like that was the thing too, because my parents always would go and hide little presents for us, you know. And I think the one thing that did bum me out a little bit was I would go and ask for specific things. My sister wouldn't ask for them, but then we like get matching pairs, you know, like the GT Snow Racer. I wanted a GT Snow Racer. My sister had no fucking interest in a GT Snow Racer. And next thing you know it, we're both being told, oh, head over to the laundry room. You know, head over to the laundry room, open up the door, and there's 2 fucking GT Snow Racers right there. You know, one's the black one for me, and one's the one that's all neon colors because everybody was rocking the neon in the, you know, mid 80s.
Right.
You know, and stuff like this, and be like, well,
but
why?
Is that for you to be upset about or her?
I don't know.
Right? See, how disappointed maybe was she? Like,
well, no, because she still got everything she wanted, but then, you know, they're like, well, we might as well get 2 GT Snow Racers, one for him, one for her. Right. And it's like, but I'm the one that wanted the fucking GT Snow Racer, not her. Why are you getting her the same present as me? You know, that was the way I was thinking back then. Yeah, but you know what? As a parent now, I get it. Yeah, I get different things, and especially the money situation, right? You know, you got the kids going, oh, listen, Dad, you know, I really want like the new Xbox, or I really want the new PlayStation, or fucking whatever. Yeah. Right.
Well, and especially now, it's all electronics. It's all, you know, back in my day, like I can remember being really excited. My main gift the one year was a remote control car. Yeah. And that was like, I mean, top of the technology, you know, spectrum. Like if you had that, like you were top shit on the neighborhood. The only thing that I asked for, and it's funny because you love that movie, The only thing I always wanted that I never got because my mom was completely against them was I wanted a BB gun.
Yeah. Yep.
Because all my friends had BB guns.
Yep.
And we used to go out in the cornfield and have BB gun fights.
Yeah.
Right? Like shoot each other with BB guns and run around, right?
Probably why your mom didn't let you get one.
Well, no, she was just against guns, period. But I remember being so upset and thinking my dad would come to my defense because he grew up on a farm and had guns.
Yeah.
He grew up with guns.
Yeah. Not just a BB gun, but
he was
full rifles
Yeah.
and all that good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, you know, I always thought, well, it's just a BB gun. All my friends have one and whatever, you know? Run around shooting things and shooting at each other.
Yeah. Well, and that was the thing. Like I wanted a pellet gun, right? You know, just because at the time I was, you know, a young teenager. I just got into the Army Cadets, right? Where they taught you marksmanship, they taught you all this other stuff. And I was getting pretty good at it when I would go out and train with the cadets, and you know, we go out on the weekends, go do our weekend shoots and stuff like this. And I was getting pretty good at it. Well, I wanted something to kind of keep up the practice. You know, I was just going to set something up in our basement there where I could just go and, you know, fire pellets into the small little target and stuff like that, right? I knew I shouldn't be going around shooting my friends. You know, that's what we did on the side. But Mom would never let me have a pellet gun. She's like, no way, you're never having any of that in our house. There's no way, blah, blah. And it was the whole, you'll shoot your eye out, kid. And it's like, are you fucking serious? You know? And I'm like, you do realize that I am busy as a 15-year-old teaching 13-year-olds how to fire 7.62 battle rifles that the Canadian military used to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's fine. You can do that with the cadets. And I'm like, but I want a pellet gun. Okay, let's think about this. So
see, that's the thing. To my mom, it was never a safety issue.
Yeah,
it wasn't about that. It was about being against guns in general.
Yeah,
and like trying to talk to her about the fact that it's a BB gun.
Yeah. Well, and that's the whole reason why I ended up joining the Army and becoming a weapons technician.
That's right.
Because Mom said I couldn't have a pellet gun, so I'm like, well, I'm going to join the Army and I'm going to play with all the fucking guns.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that still didn't work out quite the way I planned, but yeah, I love being able to sit back and reminisce about the different things. I like looking at what's going on now. You know, maybe not this year, but you know how things have changed. You know, now I'm the parent.
Yeah.
I'm watching my kids, you know, do stuff. I watch the joy on their face when they get that one present that they're looking for. And my wife, she's very much into the, you know, we got to make sure that the kids get, you know, they all have a few things to open up. And I'm like, whoa, slow down. Okay. Why don't we get them what they want? Okay. They're not worried about quantity. They want the quality.
Yes.
And I get that.
Yeah.
You know,
and kids have to learn that.
Exactly.
Right. Like if you ask for something that's worth, you know, $400.
Yeah.
Then you're getting that thing.
Yes.
If your sister or brother asks for 4 things that are $20,
yeah,
they're going to get all 4 and a couple other things.
Yeah.
It's not that they got more.
No.
They got less.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
I know it's a hard lesson for kids. And it drives me nuts, and I used to do it with my kids, and I don't know why I did it. That whole they have to have the equal number of gifts under the tree. I think it was more just because I didn't want to hear them bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. But, you know, and it might be like
that's when you individually wrapped up the socks.
Well, or like, yeah, I did that. The other thing I would do when they were young and it had to be the same number, those last 2 gifts for one of them might have just been from the dollar store.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like literally. Like, and that was it.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Well, and that's the thing. It's so expensive to be doing the crazy stuff now. And that's why I am kind of glad that I have the older kids now. You know, because they do understand. They get that, right? And you know, we've raised them a certain way, like all their life.
Yeah.
But they get it, and it works out nice.
Well, now they just want cash, anyways.
Yeah,
which is super easy.
So we have talked about a shitty Christmas for us each. You know, mine turned out to be good after all. But what's one of your greatest Christmas memories? Either as a kid or now as an adult parent.
You know what? Funny enough, I would have to say my favorite Christmases were with my kids when they were young.
Yeah.
And right into the Santa Claus shit.
Yeah.
There was nothing that brought me more happiness and fulfillment, and I know that sounds really corny, but it's true, that to wake up in the morning and know how they feel, because I remember feeling like that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
That pure innocence and joy.
Yeah.
And, everything in life is good. Like that 2 weeks at Christmas time when you're a kid, everything was perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Like there was nothing. There's no school, no bullies. No, it was just family and friends and everybody getting together and having a good time.
Yeah.
And, because I had a discussion with people sometimes about the fact that, most adults can't name 5, definitely not 10 presents they got as kids.
No.
You don't remember the gifts.
No.
And I tell people, like, I know I talk with parents sometimes who are financially struggling, and I laugh and I say, tell me 10 gifts that you got when you were a kid for Christmas. And they can't. I'm like, your kids don't fucking remember the gifts. They remember the feel.
Yes.
They remember everything around that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, it's more of the memories. Like, obviously, I remember the PlayStation because that was a big fucking
There's
memory,
some big ones.
deal.
I remember the
right?
computer. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember getting the Die Hard series. Well, it was the series at the time. It was Die Hard 1 and 2.
Right.
Right. That was the series at the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
They didn't have 3, 4, and 5, and I don't know
12 now or whatever it is. Yeah.
But like I remember getting that. But I think one of my favorite memories, and as you said, it's from now when we're adults, right? I was still living up in North Bay, and my brother-in-law, he was overseas at the time, right? So we reached out to my sister-in-law and said, listen, why don't you bring the boys up to our place there? We got a shit ton of fucking snow. We can go and we can do this, we can do that, and we'll just have a good Christmas. And what I really remember about that trip is I had the older kids who were now out of the Santa Claus phase, but wanted to help out and, start doing some more of the adult stuff there.
Right.
We had them help us out.
Nice. Yeah.
So we went and we had, just a few presents around the tree, and stuff like this. And then we watched the different movies. We watched a bunch of the movies with all the kids and stuff like that. And we're like, okay, well, let's go. Time to go to bed, and all this good stuff. And, being in North Bay, right, I was working at NORAD. Well, NORAD tracks Santa. Right.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. So, I went on, I had a look, and I'm like, well, guys, look, Santa's getting close. You have to go to bed. Matter of fact, if you want, I can call up my friend right now who's working the radar.
Right.
And stuff like this. They're like, really? And I'm like, yeah, hold on a second. So I went and I quickly sent a message to my one buddy there, and got him on the phone, and they're like, yeah, listen, what's being shown on the website right now is a little wrong. Santa is a little bit closer. So, yeah, you got to hurry up, get to bed right now, or else he's not coming.
What a paranoia trip to put on a kid.
It was great. Well, let me tell you, those kids fucking raced off to bed as quick as they could.
And then flipping out because they couldn't fall asleep.
Oh, no, surprisingly, passed the fuck out. Like, within half an hour, like, we went up and, kind of did the whole peek in the room. And everybody, like all 4 of the little kids were sawing logs, right?
But that half hour it took them to fall asleep.
Oh, yeah.
They were panicking.
Yes.
They're like, oh my God, I can't sleep.
Yep. But then we went and we found where all the presents were. Because, of course, my sister-in-law brought up all the presents that had been shipped to her house as well. And, she brought them up to us. And then we had all the presents that we had. And we were doing actually pretty good that year. And it wasn't that we were buying really expensive gifts. We were buying like, small, medium gifts and stuff like this. So therefore we were able to buy a whole bunch of things. Right. Those kids got up the next day, and like, I was one to go and, set it out. Like, I like the kids being able to get up in the morning. They come out, it's still kind of dark, but the tree's glowing, and you got that movie look to the tree with all the presents. If you have the fire truck, and when actually that year we did have a fire truck, the whole hook and ladder, and I had the ladder fucking, going up and all this good stuff. I had it looking like a movie, and it was great. We brought out the dollhouse that, I'd gone quickly put together that night, got it all set up, and what a fucking pain in the ass that was. Got it all put up. Everything's set up. It looks amazing. We went through, and the kids, like they're like, holy God, Santa really came, oh my God, and all this good stuff. And, they saw their stockings, they saw the presents, and they're just blown away.
Yeah.
we ended up, those big fireplaces that you can buy, right? Like the plug-in fireplaces, right?
Yeah.
We had got one of those. The wife had wanted one of those, so we went and got one of those. And I still had the box for that. That was completely filled with wrapping paper. And then we still had another 5 garbage bags full of wrapping paper
Nice.
and the cardboard and all that stuff there from all the different presents.
Right.
We had all that. And the wife's like, well, what are you going to do with it? I'm like, I'm taking it out to the fire pit. I'm going to burn this fucking thing. Well, all the kids, we want to come too. And I'm like, whoa, you guys just wait here, okay? Like, this is going to take a bit. So me and the oldest daughter, we went out there, cleared off the fire pit because, we had about 2 feet of snow on top of the fire pit. I dragged this box out there, put it on top, and I'm like, all right, perfect. Grab the gas because you can't start a fire without
In
gas.
snow,
Yeah.
especially.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you need the gas anyways, but
Yeah, you got to have gas to start a fire.
of course,
It's great.
Yeah.
So I went and I started
ever goes
pouring all the
wrong.
gas in, right? Got all the gas going in and stuff like this. And I'm like, perfect. Let it go.
I like how you say poured it on. You didn't just sprinkle a bit of gas to
No.
get her going.
No,
because it's paper.
I poured it into this big box that a fireplace had come out of.
Nice.
That it was now full of wrapping paper.
Yeah.
Okay. So then I go and I walk back up to the house and, I'm like, listen, if the kids want to see this thing go up, send them to the back window, over the porch, the big doors there to go to the porch, and they can go and watch from there. They're like, okay. So then I go and I close the door, I light up my cigarette, and I start walking down towards the fireplace or the fire pit. And I get down there. And just as I get down there, I'm like, yep, okay. Smoke's almost done. Got the heater going just good. Tossed it in. And sat there. And waited.
Mhm.
And waited. And I'm like, okay, this isn't working. Not how I was picturing it.
Yeah,
it works in the movies like
So,
this.
Yeah, that's right. What
You
the
know.
hell?
So then I go and I grab, open up one of the bags that has the some more wrapping paper in there. And I go and I, crinkle it up and light the one end on fire. And I'm like, all right, get over, toss it in. Waiting. Nothing's happening. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I go and I turn my back, go to grab another piece. All of the fuel had gone all the way down to the bottom of the box. The fumes had gone, raised up through all the paper and stuff like this. And that last piece of paper that I threw in finally ignited all those fumes. There was a massive fucking boom. And fucking, I thought a hole went right through my chest. I've been watching my daughter who's out there with me, and she's just looking with eyes just huge wide going, yes.
Yeah.
I look back over at the house. I got 4 kids pressed up against the back window going, like, oh my God.
And you're like, am I still alive?
Yeah, I'm like, am I still alive? I go, I turn around, I look up, and there's like a mushroom cloud coming from this thing. And it's, all this flaming wrapping paper just floating through the air, this big mushroom cloud. And I'm just like, holy shit. My daughter's like, that was fucking awesome. So it's like, perfect. The kids are saying, yeah, my wife made mention that the, what do you call it? The cabinets in the kitchen, they fucking all rattled. Like, that's how
Really?
big this boom was.
Jesus.
It was fucking crazy. But that is a memory I'm going to have for a good long time, and I know my kids will have for a good long time.
That's awesome.
And I honestly can't wait to make more memories. I'm really hoping that this will go and we can get rid of this whole pandemic bullshit crap.
It'll come to an end.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens.
One way or the other, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So, folks, down in the comments below, here's what we want you to do. Tell us your favorite Christmas movie, the one that you absolutely hate, your favorite Christmas song, the one you absolutely hate. Tell us your feelings on Christmas. Do you like it? Do you not like it? What's going on? What's happening? Like, how do you feel about Christmas now? And, maybe share us one of your favorite memories from Christmas. And, we just hope that everybody will be safe this Christmas, be able to get together with their families, enjoy themselves, and, things will go back to normal at some point in time, But from all of us right here at Nate and Greg's World, we just want to wish everyone here a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and whatever other holiday that you might be celebrating.
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Eid, all this stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. Any celebration we're in.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you want to invite us over for more food, I'll definitely come to eat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, have a good one. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Love y'all. Bye.
Bye.